Hey, this is Michael, and welcome back to me and Paul's channel. I'm so excited to have you here. Before we dive into this video, I want to make sure you subscribe to our channel because we have new videos coming out soon, and also that you turn on the bell to get notified so you don't miss any of these new videos. We talk about buying real estate, selling real estate, and all the exit strategies that we utilize, such as virtual wholesaling, owner financing, private lending, buying and managing out-of-state rentals, and more. We buy primarily through online auctions, and we have purchased in 44 states. So with that said, I'm going to dive into today's video, which we're going to kind of talk about, how to sell a house by owner. So without a realtor, doing it yourself, basically. So we do this all the time. Me and Paul will go into a new market and we'll have zero cash buyers. We'll know nobody in that market. And once we have it under contract and maybe have the lockbox code, we'll start the marketing system that we have. And sometimes we find a buyer in a few days. And that way we could do a back-to-back closing for a virtual wholesale deal to minimize our holding costs. So here's a kind of like a high level, the two avenues of online and offline marketing that I utilize when we sell our houses for sale by owner, which is we basically mostly do it for all our deals. We don't use realtors that much. So we'll cover the offline marketing first. So it's basically, if you're already established in that market, call any real estate investors from your database. You know who's serious and who's not serious. I have a lot of times my virtual assistant, if it's new to a market, go through kind of using Google search keywords on like buy house fast, sell house fast, that kind of stuff, and the city after that kind of a keyword phrase to find local wholesalers or investors that we could call and email. So that's another thing we do. We call them and email them to see if they're interested in potentially purchasing their house. If not, it's a great way then to add them to your buyers list for future deals that you have. We also go to the local, see if there's any local RIAs, and you could get, contact the people in the RIA, whether they're advertising the newsletter or a board member, to see if they're interested in purchasing. Another great example is I post classified ads in certain markets. So for example, I've sold a few just in this year in Wyoming, Montana, and Pennsylvania using newspaper ads. Great sources, especially in the more rural markets. People still get the newspaper and they find deals through there. Obviously, we also mail to a target list, call it landlord list, I call it. So non-owners that don't live in the house, or we'll also get cash buyers list that we can mail to as well. Sometimes it makes sense to, list with an agent, especially maybe if we wholesale it, put a few grand into it and then made it mortgageable and sold it to an end buyer. You can make a bigger spread that way. So that's another avenue that we'll do. And, talk to other local wholesalers and agents. And if there's a way to sell the house with them. So if, I'll maybe once we owned a house, email a bunch of agents and say, hey, we'll still pay 3% if you have a buyer for this house. So that's another way to sell your house offline media. And then again, follow up, it's key. Not everyone calls you back. People are busy. So if someone visits the house, call them and follow them back up. And same thing, just don't mail one round of postcard. You'd be surprised how many houses I sold on my second or third postcard that I sent to an area if it's not selling that quickly. So that's kind of covers the online. Now we'll shift gears that covers the offline, I should say. Now we'll shift gears into the online marketing that we do to sell a house. So if you have your own website, I have housedealsamerica.com. We post all our deals there. And then other great sources are, like your Zillows of the world. Once you own it, you could post it as a for sale by owner. Craigslist, still great. A lot of people go to Craigslist to find properties for sale. Something that's coming up and becoming more and more effective is Facebook Marketplace. Doesn't work in all markets, but it's coming on par with Craigslist recently. So we've sold several this year through Facebook Marketplace as well. It's just basically another version of Craigslist. Post it on all your social media accounts. So also, if you join local groups on, for example, Facebook, if there's a local investor groups, join it and then post your deals there. You're going to find cash buyers there that are interested in purchasing your house. And then, obviously email your database that you already have. I usually do that first as a first step and to see if they're interested in purchasing it. And it's it's both online and offline. I have my virtual assistant pull new potential investors, Google searching and looking online for these folks. So we'll email them and do phone calls. And, if you're a pro member on a form like a Bigger Pockets, for instance, you could post your properties for sale there. So those are other ways to sell your properties. And the key also on the online is follow up. Don't just send one email. Don't just make one post on Craigslist or Facebook. renew it, constantly follow up with people. And, it's not that hard to do it yourself. So hope this video was helpful. If it was, please subscribe below if you haven't already. And feel free to share this video with someone that you think would be helpful to when looking to sell a house by an owner. Have a great day. Thank you for watching.